last thing for Joshua Van Lawn. He says, honestly, Rico has always been broken. It's the number one way for prosecutors to convict somebody simply by association. It shouldn't even be allowed anymore. I prosecuted for years. Man, shout out to all of our amazing attorneys who give great insight and great feedback in the chat and on this channel. Joshua Van Lawn, the Honorable Kel Bell, Javier M. Bailey, aka Javier LaFleur. It's really sad that it happened this way. And I had a feeling, again, I'm not an attorney, I'm just a common sense person. And I looked at this, I said, as soon as he started talking and brought up that plea deal, I said, he is going to jail. They're going to lock him up. Now, you could say the bonus is Judge Whitaker took it extremely easy on him. And not only does he only have 22 years left, he has to only, wow, excuse me, and I apologize for saying that. He has 22 years that he has to do on probation, but he has to be in jail, in prison for 5 years. Will he have to do the whole 5 years? I don't know. I haven't seen the sentencing, which I guess Joshua Van Lawn is in. The Honorable Attorney Joshua Van Lawn and Kel Bell are in the chat as well. If y'all could let me know, is this his official sentencing? Like, how does that work with the probation being revoked? Because I know he's going straight to jail. Is there going to be a separate sentencing? I don't know. Either way, it's really weird and really strange. And it's sad to see. I want to see what y'all think, though. But let me know what y'all think. Joshua Van Lawn says, attorneys don't have common sense, bro. God, don't say, Jesus, don't say that. That pretty girl says, this is so insensitive. It's hard to watch for sure. Thank you so much. What else? Freddie Harris said, getting locked up on a Friday never feels good. Ooh-wee. Like, you didn't give that man the weekend. Kel Bell said earlier, this just feels wrong. Well, he was set up for failure from the beginning. I mean, his lawyer, he did a little bit of his job going back and forth. He didn't review it at the end, which was the key point. He had them go down and initial everything, and even had another chance once he got onto the stand. He could say, hey, man, listen, I know. You got your guys over there. You said you love them on the stand. You don't want to do this to them. But hey, either you go to jail and you risk all of this going away and we're right back where we started, or you get up on the stand, you do what you got to do. I mean, I don't know. It's a lose-lose, but I mean, dang, man, at least when you signed it, get up there and don't say, oh yeah, I know y'all made me sign this, but it's lies. Everything I signed was a lie. Joshua Van Lawn says, in Michigan, we have truth in sentencing, so you serve every single day. He says the question is whether or not they have a good time in Georgia. No, God, hopefully he doesn't go back to Rice Street. My goodness. Sean P says he may die in those 2 years. Don't say that. Kel Bell says, I don't do criminal law, so I'll leave it to Joshua. I'm a litigator, but all civil cases. Okay. And I mean, I can do some research real quick and see. Honestly, I'll do some research and probably get back with y'all about that on Monday to find out what's going to happen to Mounk Tounk. Like, is he gone? He's in there. This was the sentencing. And Judge Whitaker said, hey, your probation, 5 years of it, you got to do now in prison and you're going to be in jail. I know for a fact that he can appeal this, but the appeal process is going to take so long. And I believe he only has 30 days to appeal this, which is, again, crazy. Y'all, please, dear God, stay out of this system. Stay on this side of the law. It's not worth it. And once you get in, as you see, it's so difficult to get out. Thank you for our amazing resident attorneys here on the channel for giving us some insight. Sean P said nobody considered that. Nobody, his attorney, the judge, nor the state. Which part did you say, Sean? Oh, he might die in those two. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they don't, like I said, they're checking it off. Mr. Wright's like, hey, Your Honor, am I excused? I got, yeah, I got to pick up my order at Moe's in about 30 minutes. So they're going home. Joshua Van Lawn says, meaning, do you get credit for good time? I don't know. That's what I don't know. That's a good question. Yellow Bug says, ClassE, I got the commercial. I'm going to Atlanta Sunday. I'm gonna stay out of trouble. I told you were gonna get it. Congratulations to Yellow Bug. I knew it. Joshua Malone says, not a good time in prison. Yeah, I know. He said, except for Diddy. Oh my gosh. That was 100% the sentencing. Joshua Van Lawn says. Kel Bell says, love is so happy right now. I mean, let's think about it. I'm going to ask y'all a poll in the chat just real quick. So if y'all could answer this real quick, is this a win for the state? Yes or no? And y'all let me know what you think in the chat. When it comes to Fannie Willis, this is an absolute win. And I know Kat Not Williams was covering this earlier, and I said over there, like, this, she sent a message with this. And I mean, she got it done quick. Within a week, Fannie got this done. She said, hey, Judge Whitaker, get him out of there. He messed up. So she sent a message not only to him, but anybody else who signed a plea deal. Hey, if you don't want to go back to prison, you better get up there and say and do what you said you were going to do, or we're dropping the hammer. And the other thing is, too, they still have his testimony on the record because his testimony is not going anywhere. So not only did they get him to testify, and the state, in some ways, they may have made their point in saying that, hey, these guys know what they did. Mounk Tounk was a thug. He was out here selling drugs, doing all this stuff. And he tried to protect them by walking back his plea deal. And now he's in prison. Also, think about this. The jury, they possibly could have watched what we just saw. Not only are we going to assume that they've been watching my coverage and Kat Not Williams' coverage and the lead attorney's coverage of this trial, but I'm going to assume that they were watching what was going on with Mounk Tounk. Some of the jurors might be watching right now and thinking, dang, he messed up. Tanya says, a dirty win for them. They are so evil. I cannot get over how corrupt and evil they are. It's hard to watch. Uncle Polly's in here, said, nope, ClassE. He was going to do decades if he didn't take the plea. Violate the old. I think you meant to say violate the plea and get 2 to 3 years. That's a win. I can see what you're saying, but let me be very clear. Going to prison, jail is never a win. So if you want to say it's the lesser of two evils, fine. But getting locked up is never, ever, ever, ever a win. Joshua Van Lawn says, according to my quick research, he can get time taken off his sentence. They give performance credit and earn credit in prison, which is a good thing for him. Hopefully he'll be able to make it as long as he needs, whether that's 1 year, 2 years. And we don't know where he's going to get sent either. God, I hope he doesn't. I mean, I know he messed up and did some dumb stuff, but I hope he doesn't get sent to Rice Street. Henry Resilience in here. Shout out to my dog, Henry Resilient, in the building. What does he say? He said, it's a good thing for Young Thug, loss for the state. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it's a win for the state. They got to send the message and they got everything out of Mounk Tounk that they needed because they got to put the factual acknowledgments on the record. Y'all got to think about that too. This is what you said and now you're taking it back? What's up with that? I see you in here, Lavisa. Good to see you. Bobby said he's going to prison. Sledge was arrested having committed no crime. He had done his time he was coerced. Well, I mean, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon it's a crime. So that's not entirely true. I mean, he was on the video flashing the gun. That's going to be a hard one to argue. Sweetscape says they did the crimes. The state wants them to say YSL, aka Young Thug, ordered them to do the crimes, and it's not true. Very true. Phenomenal RN is in the building, said, but this plea was for crimes he had already done the time on. What does Ferry Harris say? So y'all, I think the state here to let you free. Come on now. Oh, you have to rephrase that, Freddie. Lauren said, I did something stupid a few times in 2004 and 2007, and me and Mounk Tounk the same age. He just tried to change his way a little later than I did. Yeah, Lauren, I mean, if you signed that plea deal and you got up on the stand, you're like, oh, dang, I'm looking at this plea deal now, and I'm hearing what she's saying. Those things aren't true. What would you do? What would you do having been in that position? Also, shout out to Gemini Rising for the super chat. What did she say? She says, could he be a witness for the defense? Oh, no, jeez. I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know if he will or not, but yeah, he definitely could. Joshua Van Lon says, dude, they're going to kill him in prison. I pray that is not the case. I mean, Mounk Tounk has done some tough things. I don't think he deserves to die. And as Derek Wright, his attorney, rightfully said, he's turned his life around. He's been keeping his nose clean. He's got family. He had to bury his mother. I mean, man. Shout out to, speaking of, Joshua Van Lon in the building. The Honorable Attorney Joshua Van Lon just gifted 5 memberships. If you got a membership for Joshua Van Lon, make sure you say thank you. Taiki says that's not a message. If everybody gets individual light sentence, this Rico is broken. Yeah, but what are they going to have to do to get there, though? I mean, what's the path there, Taiki? I'll be interested to know what you think. And let me see what y'all said in this poll. Thank you to all 200 of you that answered. So in the case of, is this a win for the state? Most of you said no. 61% of you said no. And 38% of you said yes. And I know some of you were giving your reasoning why in the chat. So I appreciate that. Tone said he tried to kill Shellcal, allegedly. I don't know that that's been proven by the state, in my opinion. Samantha Crumbly says he's not Snow White innocent. No. But I think this is going too far. It was a bad deal in the first place. Bad deal in the first place. Thank y'all who are subscribing too. Mark in here says Mounk Tounk needs to get PC for a few years. If he, prayerfully, he makes it those couple of years. Ricos are meant for big fists. Giving the little dogs lighter sentences don't affect anything. Nope. Not at all. And if that were the case, they could have severed so many of these and just got rid of this Rico in the first place. Yep, Joshua Van Lon says he already was a defense witness. Phenomenal RN says, well, this should show everyone that Judge Whitaker isn't as for the defense as everyone thinks. I don't think so. Like I said, I think Judge Whitaker is a straight shooter. And I as a non-attorney, a non-judge, a non-legal professional, saw this coming. As soon as he got on the stand and Miss Love started questioning him, and he's like, I don't know about that plea deal. And she went down the factual acknowledgments. He's like, yeah, 7, 8, 9. Those aren't true. I was like, oh, man, he's done. He's not going to make it. And unfortunately, a lot of us were correct on that. Shout out to Lavisa in the building. Dropped a 2 bomb and says, thanks for the chat. Yeah, I appreciate y'all being here and reacting to that with me. Tough to see. I wanted to ask y'all another question, but I'll leave y'all with this, and you can comment if you're watching the replay in the chats too. How do you think this is going to impact the YSL trial as a whole? Because we know the state is going to have to move a little bit differently when they handle their witnesses, whether that be prepping them or even when it goes into plea deals. I don't know if that's still going on. How's it going to change how the defense moves when they're calling their witnesses? I mean, there's so many things. Like, even you see Ashley Merchant, even before all of this went down, she sent a letter, which we hadn't covered yet. She sent a letter to the state saying, hey, listen, y'all better not try and pull this Mounk Tounk BS with my client, which is Duke, Mr. Arnold. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know. Anyway, y'all let me know. Last thing for Joshua Van Lawn. He says, honestly, Rico has always been broken. It's the number one way for prosecutors to convict somebody simply by association. It shouldn't even be allowed anymore. I prosecuted for years. Man, shout out to all of our amazing attorneys who give great insight and great feedback in the chat and on this channel. Joshua Van Lawn, the Honorable Kel Bell, Javier M. Bailey, aka Javier LaFleur, and I think Roxanne is an attorney as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roxanne. Thank y'all for being here. I mean, we're all here to learn about the legal system, become more knowledgeable about how things work. So I thank y'all for being here and giving all that insight.